I've spent $32,674 worth of Frost Stars in Whiteout Survival in 160 days. We've got this state transfer event going on right now. I'm going to do a bunch of spending for the Alliance Mobilization task, and then we do have Frosty Fortune, and we still have Wanderer Theater. So I've got a lot to get into tonight. This is mainly just playing those games and doing a little of the spending, but I am going to explain a few things along the way. So if you like following this journey, I'm trying to play as an efficient whale. I haven't been so efficient lately. I've just kind of been a whale lately. So hopefully I can get back. I do try to explain my efficiency logic as I'm going through some of this stuff. But, you know, right now I'm just been doing a lot of spending because I'm trying to, you know, push some gear and I have some account milestones and things like this. So it is also entertaining. I'm a content creator. It's entertaining to see some of this stuff, but I'm not sure how long I can keep up this rate of spend. It kind of depends on how much you guys support me. So speaking of that, I do have this little special thing to tell you about. See this 5%? This is how I buy all my Frost Stars in the game. I wait for the official store to go to 5%. Now I've given you a link in the description of this video that is an affiliate link that I get some Frost Stars as well. So that's a way you can help me as well. You can help me by supporting the channel, and you can help me by using that link whenever you buy Frost Stars. And what I do is I like to wait for that 5%, and I just stock up when you get the 5%. And then if it goes away, then I wait, and then I wait until I get the 5% again and stock up again. But please help me out. Use that affiliate link that you see in the video description. That way I get a little bit of Frost Stars as well. You can help me out, and it's a little way of giving me a thank you. Now, before I get into anything else, let me just show you the state transfer screen, because there was a question I had that a lot of people didn't give me a satisfying answer on. It's a little bit complicated to explain. I was curious about, I was worried at the reset what would happen with any unused invitations. And what actually happens, because a couple people that I was talking to were confused about it. It's probably a situation most people don't get into often. We gave all of our alliances 7 invitations each. And then, you know, one of the alliances was bringing over almost an entirely other alliance into the state. So they needed a lot. But the other alliances wanted a chance to still do some recruiting. What happens when you get into phase 3 is actually it becomes the open phase. You can still send specials and ordinary invites if you haven't used them all. But what happens is you get a little bump. There's like a little bump of the opens. So if there's any invitations that are unused, the normal allotment of open invitations gets bumped up a little bit. I don't know how far, I didn't do the math on it, how far it got bumped up, but basically some of them kind of got reclaimed as an open, and then then people consume those. But as you can see, we can still do invitations up to the cap. So as long as you don't, if you look at our state cap, as long as you don't exceed your transfer cap, you can continue to send out invitations. But the open, I think all the open ones are now gone. So you can see we only have 15 more transfers that we can take in, and we still have the 3. And if I'm trying to help one of the other alliances get somebody who's like a higher power, like maybe 160, 170 mil power to help out their alliance, but we haven't gotten anyone yet. So if you know of anybody, now's the time. Check us out. If you have any questions, ask me, and I'll be glad to put you in touch with any of the alliances in the state that are looking for that. Okay, so let's see Alliance Mobilization, because this is what needs to dictate everything tonight. So I'm going to start with this purchase so I can refresh. I'm going to go, so there is this little top-off reward here. There is a bunch I can spend tonight. Let me just clear some of these out while I'm in here. And there is a bunch I can spend tonight, so maybe I will come around and grab that. But let me start with grabbing one of these first, and then we'll go see what we're spending it on. So take a look in here. We've got, well, let's check out the deal section. I think there's nothing special in here, so I'll just clear this out essentially. So just make my claims here. I do have a bunch of content, so I'm just going to do this quick tonight. So that's the deal. So there's nothing special in the deal section. That's all I wanted to check out. We look at Fishing Club. I did place, I don't know, somebody did some sniping at the end. I still managed to stay in 6th place, which is fine. That's the 6th place. You still get the little globe and the whale, so fine. I was able to stay on there, and magically, although I wasn't really pushing for it hard. Apparently, you can still buy stuff from the Pro Fishing set, even though the event is done. So I don't need to really do that now, unless maybe I need it for some little top-off points or something. But what we really have to take a look at is in here. So let's, I could take care of standard deals and all this other stuff later, but we have Artisan Trove and Dawn Market. Now, it just so happens that I know how much I'm going to need to press for new Chief Gear goals when the new Chief Gear levels open up. So for me, the Artisan's Trove is where it's at. So I'm going to try to do this, although this is a weird one because the way it unlocks, I mean, Dawn Market, at least I can go straight. Let me start it with this one. So again, because of what I know what I need right now, sometimes the Dawn Market is like useful for various things, but I'm going to use it for the Chief Gear because I'm going to get blocked on this if I don't. So I'm going to grab it here. I'm basically going to spend a whole bunch of money on Chief Gear soon to be able to get that in a better place as soon as it unlocks. So I'll grab one of those. I'll grab one of these again. And I'll come back here and let's see, I think the way I'm going to have to do this, because this is going to just be a weird one. This one's a progression. So I'm going to do this for the apprentices. This one, what's it? Sublime, Exquisite. I'm going to do this one because by far I'm going to be blocked more on Polishing Solution and Hardened Alloy than I am on Design Plans. So, you know, the ratio of what you get in these other ones is not quite as good as what you get for, you know, these basically give you some design plans. And I'm going to be fine with design plans, especially with Dawn Market and other things. So what I really need is the Polishing Solution and Hardened Alloy. So I'd rather have this mix than the others. And I'm going to buy this until I get to 50, I think. And now I need 7,500, so I'll grab this. Oh, I did it again. Dawn Market didn't save my place. At least it was only the $5 one. And then I'll grab this. Darn it, I wanted that all on Chief Gear, but all right, mistakes happen. Mistakes were made. Come back into the event, clear that out. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab one more tonight with the little bonus because we're going to grab this. Let's see, Artisan's Trove. Yeah, this is the $100 one now. And it's the one with the Hardened Alloy, so grab that. All right, so this event is now bought out. And Dawn Market, I'll use a little bit more tomorrow, I think, because I don't want to keep on spending all that tonight. Yeah, this one's already bought out. So, oh, I didn't grab these little bouncing claims. Yeah, I do have a little small stuff to do tonight. Maybe I can see if there's let's grab this, clear it. I'll clear this out because nobody else is going to spend that kind of money on our alliance. And see if I can find a smaller. Yeah, there are a couple smaller ones here, so I'll grab this one. I think that's enough for what I need tonight. 12.5, just to clear out some of these small ones and not have it be a waste. Only 5. All right. Make these claims. All right, so how about if I grab, what do we got? About 10,000 left to do, so grab this one for 20. And we'll close that out. All right, now, as I have been doing, oh, you know what? I refreshed it, and that was silly of me, because I am not done buying for, man, this is going to be an expensive night. I'm not done buying for Frosty Fortune. So, hey, you guys get to see the mistakes live. Maybe what I'll have to do. So I'm going to have Frosty Fortune and the Wanderer Theater. And I don't really have to keep on spending that much on this one. But it does give you a lot of Chief Materials stuff. So what I'm on right now is actually Chief Gear materials. So I'm not, you know, this has been working all right for me. So, oh man, well, and then we have Frosty Fortune, which is going to be mainly pets. I'm not going to spend as much on Frosty Fortune. So let me go ahead and grab that and close this out. And come back here. now, because I'm recording, most people in my alliance don't grab these. I'll leave that one in case somebody wants to grab it, but most people don't grab these, and we're going to need to refresh these. So I'll grab this one for the 2,500. These aren't actually bad. Like the higher up you go, the more like the ratio of reward to spend is actually better. Oh, I need to grab my mission attempts. So 2,500 or 25,000. And let's see. That'll be the 50. Clear that one out. All right, so now, now the problem is this. I need to record and I need to play in a game, and I'm going to have to do some more spending. And there's a lot more spending to do tonight. So I'm going to have to keep on grinding at those top-off missions for Alliance Mobilization because I really don't want to waste the spend. So I guess what I'll do is you'll have to trust me about what I'm going to do for Frosty Fortune. I'm not going to be able to do this on camera because I'm not going to start spending on it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll save up the gameplay. I'll just do the purchases of the Gems of Enigma, and I'll save up the gameplay for later in the week or maybe tomorrow's recording. So that's all I'll do is the spend for it tonight off camera. And right now I'll do some of the Wanderer missions, but not all of them because I've only bought so much, right? So I'll just save whatever I end up buying, I'll save for tomorrow. So that way I can do all the gameplay on camera, but all the spending won't end up being on camera. So let's see what happens tonight. Let's see how lucky I can get on this. Not lucky. All right, we got a +1. Not lucky. Not lucky. Another +1. All right, and I'm going to take Chief Gear. And here we go. Oh, nice. We got level 8 with Chief Gear. So here we go. Well, I don't mind missing at the lower levels, but nice. I got a +2 and a +1. Minus, minus, minus. +1. Come on. Give me a +2 right here. Come on. All right, here we go. This is where we see how expensive it gets or if I get lucky. Come on. Come on. Oh, man. Well, that's going to have to wait also, but I got that nice sweet prize waiting for me right there. And we're well beyond these. These are all done. I'm going to have to decide towards the end of the event what I want to spend those on as well. I am going to keep on buying these dailies because that's a good deal. But I've got an accumulation of you know, these Wonder Star coins here as well. Like I said, I think the math for me is that if you're going for Chief Gear and Charms, everything in the board ends up being a better value for what I end up doing. So I think that looks pretty good. I'll have to do the math on it sometime, like the conversion ratio of what it's worth to get these versus if in some of the shops. We do have the shops open right now, so it's kind of easy to do that math if you were to, you know, consider. But it's a little hard because it's all random based. So that's the thing that makes it a little difficult. All right, that's Wanderer Theater. Unfortunately, I don't have any Frosty Fortune gameplay for tonight because of that. I will give you a little state tour about what's going on as things are changing when state transfers are coming in. I know I like to focus on some of the dynamics of what's going on in my state with my audience as well. So let's first let's take a look at the backpack and let's clear out some of this and just see where we're sitting. I did make a decision on my hero gear as well, so I'll explain that to you. Let me just do that quick. Oh, +40, nice. All right. And just clear this out. Oh, this is going to give me more gems that I need to clear out. Put these in the bank. This is all from fishing. Tiny little chest prizes. It's from Arena. All right, materials gear. And I'll just clear this little one because I want to show what's going on with the gear. Okay. And yeah, let me just clear these out since... All right, so let's take a look at gear. What I decided I'm doing is I am going to go for the belt. So I'm going to go for the belt and try to get the belt enhanced first. And the reason I'm doing that is because, health is so important. Now, I'm not making the mistake. I know some of you are worried, like, hey, don't forget about infantry lethality. I know I am, but my question is, what is the right order to do this in? And I think the right order is going to end up being probably, get this up to 99 and get that ready to go if I can, as far as I can go. And then I think the next move is going to be to start getting the goggles. Is this it? No, not the goggles. The boots here. The marksman boots up to plus 60. Kind of like the inverse mirror of what I did on the infantry. So get the marksman up to plus 60 on the boots, because this also gives me marksman lethality. So you're kind of like double dipping there. I think that's the right order I'm going to do things, and I'm going to have to keep on reassessing. But I do know that we can't ignore, the other stats here. We can't ignore that, especially for marksman. We can't ignore these other stats. It's just a matter of, when is the right time to do it. And so as far as I understand, this stage in the game, health and defense, well, specifically health, ends up dominating a lot of the battles. So that's what I'm trying to focus on right now. I have enough punch for the, the offensive part, but make sure that I'm stacked for defensive as well. And right now, that's what, kind of my role on the team, if nothing else, is to help at Castle. And if I'm stacked for defense, that helps the team. It's the statewide team, not just my alliance, right? Like, so that's kind of how I'm building out this account right now. And I think that's the right move. So that's that. That's the heroes. Let me show you what's going on in the state right now, because this is getting interesting. Let's see if we go to the leaderboard, take a look at alliance power. Lat got in a whole bunch, almost like I think they're pulling in a whole nother alliance from another state. So they took a big power bump there. So this is what the power dynamic is looking like in the state now. We pick up some nice new additions to the team as well. You never know how it's going to work out until things are going, but so far so good. It seemed to pick up some nice active players that are integrating to the team very nicely, very quickly. So this is all good. I do wish we can help some of the other alliances in the top 5 do a little better as well, but sometimes there's only so much you can do. That's the alliance power. Take a look at personal power. Now, I think Hunty's been pushing stuff outside of SVS. I'm choosing not to. It's up, I stopped scrutinizing whales play a long time ago, because the whales end up putting, we spend a lot of money and we do a lot in the game. So as long as we're there for our state when you need us, and as long as we're putting up points during SVS prep week, you can't really complain too much. So I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying I'm still not at anywhere near what I think my power will end up being, because I haven't done my troops push yet. I was waiting for both presidential power and all the buffs during state SVS prep week, also for the points that come along with it. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff to push. I do think Chief Gear is going to open up soon, like really soon, as far as I think it's going to be, like really soon. It might unlock in time for SVS prep week, actually. And then that'll give me a nice push for the Chief Gear as well. Not to mention waiting to use some mithril on the hero gear and stuff. So we'll see how things end up working out. But hey, it's nice to have multiple whales. I mean, glad we're kind of working together. So we did bring in some people that ended up having FC4 already into the state as well. So, it almost became a moot point. Like we're trying not to push FC4, and we ended up bringing in players with FC4. What are you going to do about that? You can't get upset about anybody about that. It's just they're bringing in players into the state. So kind of is what it is. So kind of put things in perspective there. I'm still ahead on the exploration stage, but not by much. Let's see. Total hero power. Look at that. Look how close that is now. Again, I haven't really finished pushing my hero power, but also my hero power is quite stacked with my primary march. So, so here's what things are looking like for the hero power as well, right? I've got Geronimo, he's got Logan. But yeah, things are getting pushed. Island prosperity. Oh, because Yzma left our state, who's one of the other whales who used to be with us, long story, he had the highest island. Now I've got the highest island prosperity. So that's interesting. I didn't expect that. I forgot about that. Total pet power, I'm still up there, and I'm just trying to stay on top of my pets because those are nice stats. And expert power, I haven't pushed my expert particularly far yet. I've been kind of focused on Romulus, who takes a lot of money, or I guess money and resources to get leveled up. And Labyrinth, Hunty took over as well. But again, I think this is because I haven't pushed any of the other stuff. I haven't pushed my charms and chief gear yet. Not to mention I've got some hero work to do as well. So I think we'll see how things land after SVS Prep Week, but that's going to be, stay tuned for SVS Prep because I've got a lot of stuff. I've been spending a lot and not using a lot. Like I'm only doing the little stuff that I can do here and there and to clear some event rewards and stuff. Haven't been doing a lot. And speaking of event rewards, I think, the only other thing we had was armament competition. And I do need to clear this. So probably I'll do this by doing another Essence Stones pack. I have to check when the last one I popped was. It might be closer to midnight or something like that. And I'll pop another Essence Stones pack. I could use it for expert skill speed up, but at this stage where I'm in right now, like I'd rather do it with Essence Stone pop-up packs just because that'll give me a lot of stuff to do with hero gear during prep week. So that's probably what I'll end up doing there. All right. That's kind of like the account review of where we're at. Let's just take a look at a VIP, and then I think we're done for tonight because I am tired from all this transfer management stuff. I'm stressed out and tired. This game is supposed to be fun, and it is fun. It's a lot of fun, but when you have all these responsibilities of running Alliance and like I'm R5 of our Alliance right now, I'm president of the state right now, and I'm doing the transfer management, it's just a lot. So let's see what happens with the Prestige Wheel, and then I'm going to hop in the jacuzzi with my wife later tonight because I need some stress relief. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see how many times it takes to get a globe piece tonight. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, oh man, 90. It took 90 tonight. So see, all of you who are thinking I wasn't getting lucky at 80, there you go. That's 90 right there. That means all those other times I got it at 80, that was lucky. That was 10 less spins I had to use to get the globe piece. So let's pop that in the tank, and we're 37% of the way there. And my VIP points are vanishing. So we'll see how long it takes. Let's, yeah, and I can't really do, I could do some stuff in the shop. I mean, that bank is kind of filling up. It's going to be a while before I can get one of these again, and that's 20,000. I might as well grab, since I'm on this big bent about Chief Gear, I could go ahead and grab the Chief Gear. Might as well. I think that's I can grab charm materials. And this wouldn't be a bad spend either. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait on this and see what I need more of. I'm going to have to go double check my charts and see what I need more of, what's more valuable to me right now, but it's going to be one of those two things. I probably won't do both of them because I want to save another 20 for the Mythic Gear chest. Or maybe I'll just save it and just keep getting, maybe that's probably the better play. I'm spending so much elsewhere. I should just keep getting because I'm not going to be spending this much all the time. I'll just, wait week after week and just get one of these each week. That's probably the better play. So I'll hold on to that. All right. That's all I have for you tonight. Remember, there's 2 ways you can help me. Number 1 is if you want to use my affiliate link that's in the video description. When you use that link, I'll get some Frost Stars as well. It doesn't cost you anything, and they do have a 5% promo going on right now. I only buy from the official shop because that's the safest way to buy for this game. The other way you can help me is you can like this video, you can turn on subscriptions, and then turn on notifications, and that way whenever I post anything, you'll know about it right away. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you later.